ask you all to please stand for the bride. Brings this bride to be married today? DeAndre, why don't you give your sister a hug if you would? Give Willie a nice handshake. Face each other, holding hands. We have all gathered here today to witness the wedding of Kiara and Willie. And this is not a commitment to be taken lightly. It is never ill-advised. You always enter a marriage discreetly and soberly. You both come here with that understanding? Yeah. And that means you know you're getting married today, correct? Yeah. All right, we got to double check. You are in Las Vegas after all. Now, marriage is truly one of the most beautiful things in the world that you could choose to participate in. I'll let you know this is definitely one of the firmest foundations you now have for some real growth and fulfillment in your new life together as husband and wife. I can also tell you that marriage is probably one of the most incredible adventures you could ever get to take, and now you're lucky enough to take that with your true love. But most importantly, I can tell you that marriage is, and it always will be, your responsibility, and that's really where my job starts. I have to make sure you understand that. Now this means from here on out, you're going to take care of each other, you're going to be there for one another, you're going to love each other. Now that's probably something you're already doing right now, right? How long have you guys been together for?
7 years.
7 years. We call that about time wedding, right? We are glad you're here. And that just means you're no stranger to that list. Now, the reason I still mention something to you is because the reality is marriage can be a tough job sometimes. And there's definitely occasions where it can feel like a big responsibility to you. But that's normal. It's actually supposed to feel like that sometimes because that's how marriage keeps you in line throughout the years. So never let that feeling discourage you. Instead, I like you to stay focused on the fact that there are many different responsibilities you choose throughout your whole life. And out of that list, this is the one on top for bringing you the most rewards, for offering you the greatest love. And when you put all your efforts into it, it is definitely the one with the best day. So trust me when I tell you that this will be worth all the effort you put in. Now, in a moment, you will recite your vows. You will exchange rings. You'll give each other a kiss. Then you're going to walk on out that door as a married couple. You ready for that? Indeed. Is everybody else here ready for this?
Woo! Yes!
All right, we're all in. Let's keep going. As you head out that door, that's when you start those adventures together, as husband and wife. The key word there is going to be together. Because you see, those adventures take you everywhere, from the very tops of the mountains to the very bottom of the valley. Because after all, that is what life and adventure is all about, ups and downs. But no matter where it decides to take you throughout it all, together is where you're going to be. Hand in hand with your best friend, taking on whatever comes your way. That means anytime you stumble, he's going to be right there, ready to catch you. Or anytime you might happen to fall, should be the very first one to lift you back up to your feet. Now, these valleys are also important to you because it's where you learn about respect, commitment, and forgiveness. Those are very important ingredients for a long and lasting marriage. Then together you make it back to the mountaintops where you get to learn perspective. You'll start to realize that whatever happens to you in the valleys is important, but it isn't what defines this. What truly defines your relationship is who you chose to be in all the valleys you're in. And that person you chose stands in front of you, and they are more than ready to commit to you. So without further ado, let's get into those vows. Now, vows are declarations of love you make. It's like a verbal promise of the heart, and rings are how we seal the promise. Do we have rings for the bride and groom? Yeah, come on forward and present those rings to them if you would. Now take the ring you just got and place it in the palm of your own right hand. Hold those hands open and flat right next to each other so you can look at the rings at the same time. Perfect. Now, those are your symbols of this marriage and your love for each other. There's your wedding ring. And when it's on your hand, they all understand. People definitely recognize that symbol, but that's not why it's even there. Because you see, the ring you hold wasn't created to communicate to all these people. It was actually created just to communicate to you. It is specifically there to remind you who you love, to remind you who you married, to remind you about this very moment. The best part is that it's there to remind you every day. So keep that close to your heart. Whenever you look down at your hand and you see that ring, I hope it always brings you right back to the spot, right back to these words. Now, well, you're going to start this off for me, all right? You'll be taking that ring. You're going to be placing it on her left hand. Now, before you do, I need to ask you, do you take Tiara to be your lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day on, for rich or for poor, in sickness and in health, to love, honor, and cherish her as long as you both shall live?
I do.
Place that ring on her hand. You look at her and say, with this ring, I choose you.
I choose you.
With equal love,
With equal love.
as a mirror,
With a mirror.
for my true self.
For my true self.
I give you all my love
I give you all my love.
and devotion
And devotion.
forever
Forever.
and ever.
And ever.
2 evers, just to be safe. We like that. Give that ring a kiss, seal it with some love.
Oh.
Alright. Now, Tiara, your turn. You'll be placing that ring on its hand. But before you do you take William to be your lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day on, for rich or for poor, in sickness and in health, to love, honor, cherish him as long as you both shall live? Place that ring on his hand. Look at him and say, with this ring,
With this ring,
I choose you.
I choose you.
With equal love,
With equal love,
as a mirror,
as a mirror,
for my true self.
for my true self.
I give you all my love
I give you all my love
and devotion
and devotion
forever
forever
and ever.
and ever.
We made it equal for you, William. Perfect. Hold hands. Take a little half step closer to each other, if you would. There we go. Now, from here on out, I hope that every day that passes continues to strengthen and deepen this bond. And I also hope that the bond will always remain full of tenderness and grace, because the connection that you share with each other really deserves that kind of respect. The most important thing, please work hard every day to meet the promises you made with the exact same love that brought you together in the first place. And so now, having committed to each other from God these witnesses with a declaration of vows and an exchange of ring, and with the power vested in me by the state of Nevada, it gives me great pleasure to let you know 4, 3, 2, 1 is now your new anniversary. I now pronounce you married, and you may now kiss as husband and wife. Congratulations.
Really? Can we get a bigger one?
One more kiss, one more
A
kiss.
bigger kiss?
There we go. Go ahead and hand it back down my bag if you would. Grab your money. Hey, go ahead and grab hold of his elbow. You guys take a look at each other. One more kiss on the side.
Just want to make sure it's my left.
Now together down the aisle as husband and wife. Congratulations. Let's hear it for our ladies.